hold on, give me a minute. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that, but brush. Alright, now I'm ready. Sorry about that, it's taking me a few minutes because, it's been kind of a day. But anyway, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat character voice comparison reaction video. In the last video, which was approximately hours ago today, I reacted to Jax for the voice comparison reaction video. Jax Briggs was up on the list. And now that he's done, I decided to yet look up for another character. So I thought I'd take a look back because, even though it doesn't really matter who I do first and who, but I want to try to at least do much of the characters from their appropriate debut in Mortal Kombat games. So pretty much I've already got all the Mortal Kombat 1 characters. I'm kind of looking like I'm going through Mortal Kombat 2 characters, even though it doesn't really matter who I start off with and all that kind of stuff. But, I want to try to go in, like, the respective order, you know what I'm saying, kind of. I don't know, I just would feel more better if I was going in the respective order, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so after Jax, I've decided to do for the next character to be Baraka. Now, Baraka kind of is a little, I feel Baraka is kind of underrated nowadays, because, I don't know, I don't hear as much people talk about Baraka, but he's kind of just being, I guess you could say maybe in some ways Baraka is underrated, and I kind of feel like he is a little bit misused, I guess. He doesn't get as much credit like I guess he should. But Baraka's another classic character, Baraka's always been another important character in the Mortal Kombat franchise. He's a Tarkatan warrior. He's some ways kind of human, but he's not really. I mean, I don't think he's really human at all, but however, he kind of moves like a human, but Baraka's pretty cool. He's known for his blades, that's his weapons that comes out of his wrists. And he could even shoot blades out of his wrists like a weapon as well. It's pretty cool character stunts, Baraka's got some, he's got skills, it was pretty cool when they brought him back in Mortal Kombat 11 ever since Mortal Kombat 9 from his previous game. He actually was in Mortal Kombat X, but he wasn't as a playable character. He was just only for the story mode. So he was in Mortal Kombat X, but he wasn't a playable character. But it was cool that they brought him back as a playable character then in Mortal Kombat 11. But anyway, Baraka's still pretty cool. I don't really care that much about him, but it's not that he's a bad character. I mean, usually there's more other characters that are more impressive than he is, but Baraka still deserves some credit, Baraka's another character that, kind of is misused, you know what I'm saying? And he's kind of underrated, but he's a cool character. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this one started. This one's not going to be very long at all. It's only 3 minutes, I believe, from what it said, I think. I think it said it's only 3 minutes long. Yeah, it's only... Hold on. I'm trying to figure it out here. Hold on. Yeah, it's only 3 minutes long, so it's a very, very short one, because there's not that many people, I guess, that have had Baraka over the years. Probably because maybe Baraka hasn't been featured much, but this is going to be a short one, so only 3 minutes worth, and it's already 9 o'clock, so after this is over, I'm probably going to go ahead and take my shower so I can get ready for another day in college and work tomorrow. We have another week in college and work tomorrow, Last week was a 4-day weekend because, Friday we were going to have that day off, so now we're back on we're going to be back on a regular scheduled thing tomorrow, It's going to be a whole 5-day weekend, But anyway, I'm not wasting any more time at all, so I'm ready to get into this. So let's find out who I'm going to like up on the list as Baraka. So let's go ahead and do it, shall we? I'll see that later. It's my friend Olivia, sorry. But anyway, let me, God. Why can't I... So, like, you see, I'm trying to grab that little button so I can make it bigger and smaller, but for some reason I miss it sometimes, and all of a sudden I'm just... Never mind. It pisses me off sometimes, but whatever. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's see what I'm going to have on my favorite as the list for Baraka. So, anyway, without further ado, let's do this. Like John Cena and Triple H always say, your time is up, my time is now, it's time to play the game. And this will probably be the last character I'll do for the day. Also, I'll save some more characters for maybe another day or something, because I'm done for today, so... This will pretty much be the last one I'll do for the day, and I'll do some more Mortal Kombat characters whenever I get another chance. But anyway, let's get into this, shall we? So, Baraka, voice comparison in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. There we go. Sorry, it took me a little bit of time to press the button. Comparing the voices of Baraka. Mortal Kombat Gold, huh? Was he in Mortal Kombat Gold? I don't even remember him being in Mortal Kombat Gold. I have never seen that look of Baraka before, though. Look at that design. He's got, like, what is that on his head? And look at his costume. His costume looks really, really weird in this game. I don't even know if I'm really a big fan of that costume. That costume kind of looks sloppy on him, honestly. I don't think I really like that costume of Baraka in Mortal Kombat Gold. Like I said, I don't even know if he was a playable character in the game or not. I can't even remember. But I'm not really a big fan of that armor look on him. It kind of looks a little sloppy on him. I'll say maybe. I just gotta say maybe, sorry. So yeah, like, maybe, you know. Wow. Definitely, yeah. To whoever voiced him in Mortal Kombat Deception. How come a lot of the Mortal Kombat Deception voice actors are unknown? Because I just realized that whenever Generation West covers these Mortal Kombat characters, every time you have a voice for Mortal Kombat Deception, it's just usually unknown, or either the person, they do know who the person is, but don't have a picture of them. I don't know. Yes. Very underrated game. I know I've said that from time and time and time again. Underrated Mortal Kombat game. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. It ain't even that much of a good game anyway. It kind of failed because of the fighting engine being turned down and all that. I've already explained it plenty of times, so I don't really need to keep talking about it. But apparently, good job for Dan Washington. I think he was in my Jax voice comparison, if I'm not mistaken. I think when they showed Jax in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, I think Dan Washington was actually the same man who voiced Jax in that game. So apparently he also got to be Baraka in this game. But yeah, thumbs up, though. Like I said, even though that game isn't that good, but thumbs up for the voice, though. Leave a comment down below if you actually remember Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, and if you've ever played it. Yes, of course. You know you can't go wrong with 2011 Mortal Kombat 9, so of course, double thumbs up for Bob Carter. At least as long as you make Baraka sound monstrous, that's all that matters, because he's a monster character, you know, he's a Tarkatan. There you go. As I mentioned, I did say it that Baraka is in Mortal Kombat X. I already talked about it. I already told you all that he was in Mortal Kombat X, but as I said, he was not a playable character. He was just only a character that appeared in the story mode of Mortal Kombat X. I do remember I saw a video where whenever they make these characters acting like they're performing every other character's fatalities, and someone edited making it looking like Baraka is doing all the characters' fatalities. So it's pretty funny, you know? And I think also you do get to fight Baraka in the story mode as well. Like, while Baraka may not be a playable character in Mortal Kombat X, and while he only appears in the story mode for it, I think you do actually fight him. I don't remember who you have to play as, but I think there's a point in time you do fight Baraka, though, in the story mode. But pretty cool he does make at least a bit of an appearance in Mortal Kombat X in 2015, and Greg Eagles was the one who voiced him. I think he was... I think he was in my Jax voice comparison, wasn't he? Yeah, he was in my Jax voice comparison video too, wasn't he? Must have been the, I think he's the man who voiced him in... I don't know. Let me look back. I think Greg Eagles, I think he is the same guy who voices him in this game, isn't he? Let me check one more time. Yeah, he does. Greg Eagles does also voice Jax in this video, because he was in my previous voice comparison video for Jax. I just can't remember which game, but yeah, he does voice Jax in this game as well. Personally, I mean, he does a good job as both, but I think I like Greg Eagles better as Jax in Mortal Kombat X, but as Baraka, he does a good job too, so yeah, thumbs up. A double thumbs up. Yes! And as I talked to you about this, told y'all that at first, well, yes, Steve Blum, yes. I think I mentioned it. I did mention this in my reptile voice comparison, and I'll say it again. But when I found out that Steve Blum was the one behind Baraka's voice in Mortal Kombat 11, and the first time I started hearing him speaking, I knew right away that that was Steve Blum because basically, if you remember in Mortal Kombat X, Steve Blum voiced Reptile, and he pretty much basically the voice that Steve Blum used, the voice that the voice that Steve Blum used for Reptile in Mortal Kombat X, he pretty much basically used that same voice to voice Baraka here in Mortal Kombat 11. So if you listen to the sound clips from Reptile in Mortal Kombat X and Baraka here in Mortal Kombat 11, you'll clearly hear it's the same guy, and you can clearly see that Steve Blum's using the same voice. So it's kind of smart and kind of cool, you know, that Steve Blum would use the same voice he uses for Reptile in Mortal Kombat X to then reuse it to voice Baraka here in Mortal Kombat 11. At first, it was weird, and it kind of took me a little bit of time to get used to it, but I eventually grew to like it, and I know I've said it before that I think I still like some other guys better. And I think, you know what? I think I changed my mind now. At first I said that I liked some other guys other than Steve Blum better for Baraka. Not that I don't like his Baraka. I like Steve Blum as Baraka. At first I used to say, in some of my other videos, at first I said I think I liked other guys as Baraka better. But you know what? I have good enough respect for Steve Blum as Baraka now. Like, I listened to a few clips before I watched this video because I just had to listen to it more, you know? Maybe my opinion could change if I listened to more clips, so I saw some like cutscenes or listened to more clips on YouTube of Steve Blum voicing Baraka in Mortal Kombat 11, and I ended up really liking it a lot more. So you know what? I give this guy much more respect now. So you know what? Steve Blum is probably now my number one favorite voice for Baraka in animation and video, or animated and video game wise. You know, like I said, I thought it was other guys that I liked better as Baraka first, other than him. Not that I didn't like his, but now that I really listened to clips and even watched some cutscenes on YouTube before I started this video, now I definitely like Steve Blum's Baraka even more. It's really become better. So I'm now at the point that I actually do really now enjoy Baraka, Steve Blum's Baraka. So definitely double thumbs up. He's now my number one favorite animation and video game voice for Baraka now. Because like I said, he kind of used in some points he does use the same voice for Reptile. Like as I said, in some parts of the cutscenes and voiceovers, he kind of uses the same voice that he used for Reptile in Mortal Kombat X here as Baraka in Mortal Kombat 11. But in other ways, he sounds different, because Reptile's kind of had more high pitch in it. Here in Baraka, he's got more of low pitch. But like I said, in some of the sound clips, he kind of had the sort of similar high pitch when he voiced Baraka, similar to what he used with Reptile. But for the most part, he's usually using a lower voice, which is kind of how it should work. So now I'm really starting to like it more now. So like I said, in some voices he sounds like Reptile. He's kind of almost sound like he's using the same voice for Reptile in Mortal Kombat X. But in other times he sounds a little different compared to Reptile. So like I said, because I listened to those and because he kind of actually sounds better now that I listen to it, he's using a little much lower tone voice. I now really have gotten to the point that I now really enjoy Steve Blum as Baraka now. So yeah. I will always love Steve Blum way more better as Wolverine from Marvel, and the Green Goblin from the Spectacular Spider-Man show, and the Hobgoblin from Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, even though technically, just like Reptile, you know, just like I said, just like Steve Blum used Reptile's voice for Mortal Kombat X to kind of reuse it for Baraka's voice in Mortal Kombat 11, although a little bit different. Steve Blum kind of did the same thing with the Hobgoblin in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Basically, he would use the same voice that he used for the Green Goblin in the Spectacular Spider-Man show, and reuse that same voice for the Hobgoblin in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. It was the same exact voice. There was no changes. It was basically just the same exact voice. But it worked, you know, because he makes a good voice for any goblin, so it wouldn't even matter if it's Green Goblin or Hobgoblin or whatever kind of goblin. It would still work, even though Green Goblin's better, but Steve Blum just has that voice. He could probably voice any of the goblins if he could. So you know what? With him reusing the same voice for the Green Goblin he used in Spectacular Spider-Man to reuse the voice to use it for Hobgoblin and Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, it worked, you know? But like I said, those are pretty much basically going to be my three favorite roles for him. Wolverine, number one without a doubt. Green Goblin from Spectacular Spider-Man, because, you know, I love that show. That's my number one favorite animated show of Spider-Man. And the Hobgoblin, because pretty much at this point, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is my second favorite game in the world right now, so that. But even as Reptile and Baraka, he's good as well, so I have respect for Steve Blum as Reptile and Baraka as well, so. I know there's other voices he's done too, but That's all I could think about that he's done so far. Wolverine, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Baraka, and Reptile. I'm sure there's plenty of others, but maybe one day if I do more voice comparison and maybe other franchise characters, maybe we'll see who else he voiced. Alright, well that's all of them. Unfortunately, they did leave out 2 live-action Barakas because, well, or 3, technically. I don't know if it's 3 or 2, but there were some live-action Barakas, but because they never spoke, that's kind of the main reason why they're not in this clip. They usually only go with the speaking part, but Baraka did appear in live-action Mortal Kombat sequels as well. Baraka was in Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation in 1997, where he fought Liu Kang while trying to rescue Kitana, and then he also appeared in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, and then Mortal Kombat Legacy 1 for the Kitana and Mileena episode, where they talked about how Edenia was overrun by Shao Kahn and the Tarkatan warriors. But Baraka never spoke, so it's kind of the main reason why that one and even the 1997 Mortal Kombat Annihilation Baraka actor is not included in here. But for them two, they did good. I mean, even though I didn't really care for Baraka that much, but in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, whoever the man played Baraka, he did pretty good because the costume looked pretty good, the makeup looked great. In Mortal Kombat Legacy, though, the look was a little bit different, and I kind of didn't like it that much, but in some ways it looked cool, you know? But I like Mortal Kombat Annihilation Baraka better, but so when it comes to live action wise, it's going to be the 1997 actor, whoever it is that played Baraka in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And then I guess I'll still give respect to whoever the guy was that played Baraka in Mortal Kombat Legacy 1 in that Kitana and Mileena episode. Even though I don't like that look as much compared to the Annihilation look, but I'll give it to him as well. And as I said, Baraka did also appear in that canceled Mortal Kombat film known as Mortal Kombat Rebirth. I told you about it. I'm sure that's a film that never made it into DVD because I haven't heard anybody say it ever went to DVD because it was a canceled movie. But yeah, Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Baraka was in there as well, but I'm kind of glad that the movie never made it into DVD because I'm sure that would have been a bad movie. And from seeing a scene, because a couple days ago, or maybe just yesterday, I watched a scene from Mortal Kombat Rebirth. I rewatched that scene with Johnny Cage and Baraka because I've seen it before, but decided to rewatch it again. I rewatched that fighting scene between Johnny Cage and Baraka. The man who played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Rebirth was the same guy who played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Legacy 1. Whoever that was as Baraka in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, though, that look was horrible. Like, you don't want to look at Baraka in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, trust me. He looked awful. Like, he had hair, which Baraka's always bald. He never has hair, but he had hair, making him look more human. And the makeup just didn't even look good. I mean, they had a monstrous makeup look, but it didn't even look that good at all. So, I pretty much want to forget about Baraka in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, because that look was horrible. I just did not like it, because he had hair and all that. So, I don't really count Mortal Kombat Rebirth. I mean, he kind of doesn't really officially count because the movie was canceled, but in some ways it kind of sort of does, but I don't know. But scratch off the Mortal Kombat Rebirth Baraka. Trust me, if you look at Baraka in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, you're not going to like it because he has hair most importantly, and, the makeup doesn't even look that good either. So, whoever the guy was that played Baraka in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, thumbs down to him. I wonder if it's the same guy who played him in Mortal Kombat Legacy, because I did talk about that some of the actors who played some of the characters in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, they would return to play their same exact character roles for Mortal Kombat Legacy. Like I said, the guy who played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Rebirth would play him again in Mortal Kombat Legacy 1. Same with Sonya, and I think Jax as well. Yeah, Jax. And probably a few other characters, but you get the point, right? So, yeah. So, I don't know. I wonder if the guy who played Baraka in Mortal Kombat Rebirth, I wonder if that's the same man who played him in Mortal Kombat Legacy 1. I have no idea. If you guys know, let me know in the comments down below if it was two different people. But, yeah. Mortal Kombat Annihilation and Mortal Kombat Legacy 1, those are my two favorite live-action Barakas. Even though, still, personally, it's only down to one, really. Because, like I said, I don't like the Mortal Kombat Legacy 1 design for Baraka as much compared to Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But I'll still go ahead and give respect for Mortal Kombat Legacy 1 Baraka, even though he didn't have a lot of fighting scenes or anything like that, but the look was at least alright, It's definitely better than the Mortal Kombat Rebirth, for sure, since Mortal Kombat Legacy 1 came out 1 year later after Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Mortal Kombat Rebirth was made in 2010, while Mortal Kombat Legacy 1 would come out in 2011, and then Mortal Kombat Legacy 2 came out in 2013, but you get the point. So those are my two favorite live-action Barakas. And then, for animated-wise, and video game-wise, for animation and video game-wise, Uh, it's definitely without a doubt Steve Blum for number one. Steve Blum is my number one favorite animated and video game voice for Baraka. So it's Steve Blum, Greg Eagles, Bob Carter, and Dan Washington. So those are my four favorites: Dan Washington, Bob Carter, Greg Eagles, and Steve Blum. Those are my four picks for animated and video game wise Baraka. So in total, with 2 live action Barakas plus 4 animated and video game wise Baraka, that's a total of 6 total favorite Barakas of mine. So those are my 6 favorites in total for Baraka. So that's all, y'all. So now it's time for y'all to vote and leave a comment down below. Let me know who you love as the voice of Baraka. And don't forget to leave a comment. Excuse me. Don't forget to share it with all your friends to get their honest opinions as well. So let me know who you love as Baraka, and you can even start a conversation, and y'all can have your honest opinions and everything about who you love as the voice of Baraka. So leave a comment down below, share it with all your friends, do whatever. So also if you like to, you can even go check out the original videos on Generation West's channel as well. So if you like to, go search up Generation West on YouTube and check out Mortal Kombat, and there should be a playlist where it's got all the Mortal Kombat character video voice comparison videos he's done on his channel so far. That's where I'm getting all these videos from, honestly. So go check out Generation West and search up Generation West Mortal Kombat, and you should be able to find a playlist where it contains all of Generation West's Mortal Kombat voice comparison videos. So yeah, go check that out. But anyway, I'm done here. Baraka's going to be the last character of Mortal Kombat that I'll be doing for the day. Stay tuned for more videos. Hopefully pretty soon I'll be getting some more Mortal Kombat characters pretty soon, but until then, I'm going to end it off right here. And also stay tuned for a new video game series coming out on my channel too, because I'm gonna do another game a game playthrough. I'm gonna do another video game videos, playthrough very soon. I've already had this planned weeks ago, pretty much after I completed the Spider-Man friend or foe game, but just didn't get the chance to do it then, because I was busy. But basically, I'm going to be playing WWE 13 for the Wii. I'm going to be playing the Altitude Era mode, which basically talks about back in the early days in WWE, like back in 1997, 1998, 1999, when Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Kane, and Undertaker, and Vader, and all those guys that were back then, at that time, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to be playing the Altitude Era mode by the time. I don't know when I will, but whenever I get the chance to, I will eventually start a new gameplay series of me playing WWE 13 for the Wii Altitude Era mode. So stay tuned for that as well. And so stay tuned for that and more Mortal Kombat voice comparison reaction videos pretty soon. And there will be some other videos I'll be planning to do very soon. I do plan on checking out a new series. Well, not a new series, but another series on my YouTube channel. I've had this series listed down for one of the series I was going to check out on my YouTube channel for a while. I haven't done it yet, but I will eventually get to that soon. It's called the My Little Pony Meets series by Toucan LDM. I'll be planning to check that out as soon as I can get it to be. I don't know when, but that'll be coming up soon on my channel. And then also pretty soon, basically, maybe after when I'm done checking out that My Little Pony Meets series and maybe finishing up the Mortal Kombat voice comparison reaction videos and then playing WWE 13 for the Wii. I think maybe even eventually when I get done with all 3 of those things in the near future, maybe soon I'll probably even go back to do the Death Battle series, because I told you that I was going to be taking a hiatus from the Death Battle series for a little while, and some of y'all are probably going to be wondering when I was going to come back. So when I get through with all those 3 things that I told you I was going to do, more Mortal Kombat voice comparison reaction videos, try to get through the rest of the Mortal Kombat characters that he has on Generation West has on his channel, plus WWE 13 for the Wii Altitude Era mode, and then the My Little Pony Meets series by Toucan ODM whenever I get to that. It's gonna take some time, so just be patient, alright? But when I get done with all 3 of those things, then eventually soon later, I'll be getting back into the Death Battle series when I can, because I know some of you guys are begging for me to get back into the Death Battle series since I've been taking a lot of hiatuses from that series. It's just a huge, huge series. Like, he has, Death Battle, there's just so many episodes. It's gonna take a while before I can catch up to, their current episodes, you know what I'm saying? And they do still keep making more videos. They make a new Death Battle episode every month, so pretty soon there'll be another episode coming out soon, so I'll stay tuned for that. But you know what I mean. But anyway, those are still some of the things I have planned on my channel, is what I'm trying to say, But anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. I'm gonna go take a shower, and then I'll probably call it off, may go to bed, because I'm tired. Kind of been tired ever since I got home from my family visit earlier today at 1, because, it was at 1 o'clock earlier today in the afternoon when I went to see my family for Easter, and then we got home at 3, and then since coming home, haven't really done anything since then, but it's alright. So, happy Easter once again, everybody. I'm out. That'll be it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike, give it a thumbs down. Join me next time for the next video. To all you boys, men, and guys out there, fist bumps go to all of you. To all the girls, ladies, and women out there, kisses go out to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day.